Okay, so class, so now we continue with 6.3, which is record retrieval. Okay, so what is record retrieval? Okay, so retrieval is the process of locating and removing a record or file from storage. Okay, retrieval ni adalah proses we find back the record. Okay, so dia kata process of locating and removing record from file storage. Bila kita locate and kita remove back the record from storage, kita panggil as retrieval. Kita cari balik record tu. Okay. So there are two ways of retrieve records, okay, manual retrieval and electronic retrieval. Okay, ni retrieval ni adalah cari balik record. Bila kita simpan record, of course lah, edit. Sampai masa tu kita akan request back the information for making a decision for our future reference. Okay, so there are two ways to retrieve the record. Okay, first is manual retrieval, second is electronic retrieval. Okay, so kalau manual retrieval adalah removing a record from storage container by hand. Okay, so maknanya bila kita go to the record storage, then we remove the record from the record storage by hand, tu kita panggil sebagai manual retrieval. Dan kalau electronic retrieval, by using a computer to see an electronic records on a screen in a database or in an email message. Okay, so kalau electronic record ni adalah bila kita guna komputer, which is kita ada electronic record, which is bila kita bila kita nak tengok record tu, kita tengok dekat screen. Okay, which is kita guna komputer untuk kita search the record. For example, macam korang search buku dekat library UiTM. Okay, bila korang search kan, korang masuk OPAD, sistem OPAD tu kan. So korang masukkan nama buku ke atau nama author ke. So kita klik search. Tu adalah electronic retrieval. Bila korang cari secara elektronik. So let's take a look on the manual charge out, which is secara manual retrieval tadi. So manual charge out and follow up records. Okay, so if we consists of procedure for borrowing records. Okay, so kalau procedure, sebab ni secara manual bila kita buat, kita keep the record ataupun kita request for record ni secara manual. Okay, so there are procedure for borrowing record. Okay, so first you need to request record and folder. Second, charging out card and folder. Third, cancelling charge out for written records. Okay, fourth is following up borrowed records, and last one is reserving records. Okay, so ni adalah procedure for borrowing paper records. Nanti kita go through satu-satu procedure dia ni. So this is the first procedure for borrowing records. Okay, so first requesting record and folder. Ni bila kita request record and folder. Okay, so bila kita request a record, we will have a requisition form. We need to fill up the requisition form. Okay, so requisition form is a written request for a record or information from a record. Okay, written request. Bila kita tulis information dalam kita punya form tu, kita nak record tu apa-apa, tu adalah requisition form. Okay, so it may be made over by the telephone or in person or in writing. Okay, so mungkinlah ialah dalam dalam organisation kita sendiri, so mungkin kita just doing by telephone, in person or writing, but we also need to fill up the requisition form. Okay, so this is an example dia. Okay, name of records, date borrow, date on record, date to be written, requested name, extension. So senang kita nak buat follow up lepas katalah orang tu pinjam information tu tapi tak return back the information. Okay. Okay, next is charging out records and folder. Okay, so sebabnya bila orang tadi first step adalah requisition form. Orang isi form dulu untuk orang pinjam records. Okay, and then ni adalah charging out record and folder. Bila kita nak charge out, nak keluarkan information tu. Okay, nak keluarkan record yang telah di request oleh someone. Okay, so charge out is a recorded information that account for record that are removed from the file. Okay, charge out ni adalah recorded information, which is katalah kita yang kerja dekat record center tu, kita yang handle all the information pasal records. So charge out ni adalah kita sendiri, information yang kita record, yang kita telah removekan daripada main file. Okay, so method commonly used to show. Okay, so this is method yang commonly kita guna untuk kita guna sebagai charge out. Okay, so kita ada out guide method, okay, requisition sheet, out folder dengan carrier folder. Ingat charge out ni adalah bila kita keluarkan record tu dan kita nak guna sebagai penanda yang record tu telah di-remove daripada file. Okay. So first let's take a look on the out guide method. Okay, ingat ni adalah proses of bila kita nak remove the record dan tapi kita nak tanda yang record tu telah dikeluarkan. So out guide method is a marker placed in the file to show that a folder or record has been borrowed. Okay, so kalau out guide ni adalah penanda yang record tu telah dikeluarkan. Okay, information tu telah dikeluarkan. So there are two style of outguide. We have outguide with pocket dengan outguide with printed line. Okay, so outguide with pocket ni adalah made by vinyl floor. Vinyl made by vinyl for durability and reuse with a pocket in the upper right corner to hold requisition form. Okay, so kalau outguide with pocket ni, which is macam tengok gambar kat atas dekat slide tu, so tu outguide with pocket, which is made of vinyl durability and reuse, which is file dalam bentuk plastik lah maksud dia, okay, which is kita boleh guna banyak kali. Okay, so with a pocket in the upper right corner untuk dia hold requisition form. Ada pocket dekat file tu untuk dia hold requisition form. Requisition form adalah yang first step yang korang buat tadi, which is korang isi information pasal record apa yang nak pinjam, dan dia akan masukkan dalam outguide with pocket ni. So dia pun letak balik outguide with pocket ni dalam file ataupun dekat, contohlah file satu file. Kadang-kadang organisation ni bila dia request for a record, dia tak request for the whole file. Contoh the whole file tu tebal sangat, sampai 2-3 inch contoh. Tapi so dia nak pakai sikit je information yang berkaitan on that month je contoh. So dia akan menggunakan outguide with pocket ni untuk masukkan dalam file tu sebagai tanda yang record tu telah dikeluarkan. Okay, and then kalau outguide with printed line, okay, so outguide with printed line, tengok gambar kat bawah ni, dia kata is a Manila guide with an out tab. Okay, so korang yang kena masukkan menu information tu balik, yang requester dah isi dekat requisition sheet tadi, then korang kena isi balik dekat outguide with printed line ni. Okay, so the information korang kena isi adalah the name of borrower, a reference to the borrower material, and the charge out date of the record. Kalau macam outguide with pocket tu, korang senang je lah, just masukkan balik requisition form dalam pocket tu. Okay, tapi kalau outguide with printed line, korang kena write down back the information. Next is, okay, so this is an example of charge out log. Okay, so the information, contohnya, okay, name of record, orang siapa pinjam, okay, berapa bulan dipinjam, siapa yang pinjam, extension or email, date borrow, due date, date return. So ni adalah kind of charge out log yang record center keep. Okay. Okay, class. So we are still in requisition, we are still in charging out record. Ingat charging out record tadi ada 4 method kan? Tadi baru saya explain pasal outguide. So ni adalah requisition sheet method. Okay, instead of kita guna outguide tadi, kita boleh guna requisition sheet method yang korang first kali yang korang dah fill the requisition form. Okay. Requisition sheet is a request for a record that also serve as a marker place in a folder for charge out paper. Okay, so dia kata kalau requisition sheet ni adalah request for a record that also serve as a marketplace. Yang korang request tadi, record tadi, so boleh juga kita guna sebagai marketplace folder that have been charged out. Okay, so procedure dia, we need to prepare 2 copies of requisition sheet. Kenapa kena prepare 2? It's because one copy need to be keyed in a file folder, which is you have removed the paper. Yang tu kita panggil sebagai out indicator, and another copy to for the department to put on follow up file. Okay, so requisition, kalau bila kita guna requisition sheet tadi, kita kena buat 2 copy lah. Satu masuk dalam file yang telah di remove kan sebagai out indicator, another copy adalah untuk follow up file. Okay, next is third method that we can use as a marker place that record have been removed is out folder method. Okay, so out folder method may be used to substitute for a folder that has been removed from record area. Okay, so kalau out folder method ni usually kita guna macam tadi, kita guna outguide method, requisition sheet. So ni out folder. Out folder kita boleh guna as a folder as has been removed from record area. Okay, so usually often we use distinct color for quick identification. Okay, biasanya kita akan guna color yang berbeza daripada file asal lah, sebagai memudahkan kita untuk kita nampak record tu telah dikeluarkan. Okay, so they will have out folder with pocket and out folder with printed line. Kalau out folder with pocket ni which is ada folder yang ada pocket yang kita boleh masukkan requisition sheet, sama macam outguide method tadi, tapi ni dalam bentuk folder. Okay, so kita boleh masukkan dalam information tu dalam pocket dia, ataupun out folder with printed line. Okay, out folder with printed line, which is folder tu kita kena fill up the information pasal record yang telah dikeluarkan tu. Okay, so last charging out method yang korang akan belajar adalah carrier folder method. Okay, what is carrier folder method? Dia kata is a folder made of heavy manila stock and distinct color carries folder content to the borrower. Okay, so kalau carrier folder ni adalah file lain yang kita guna untuk kita letak information yang borrower pinjam. Okay, which is bila orang tu bawa keluar information tu, so dia akan letak dalam carrier folder. So dia kata guna distinct color, okay, sebab color yang berbeza lah. So advantage dia adalah more durable and can withstand extra handling. Okay, so sebab macam saya katalah, sometimes orang tak pinjam the whole record tu, so dia pinjam certain information sahaja. So benda tu kita nak make sure more durable and can withstand extra handling. Okay, tak adalah mudah katalah orang tu buat keluar kertas macam tu je, so mungkinlah rosak nanti. Okay, so it also help the reminder also help remind the borrower to return the folder to the record department. Sebabnya dia dia pinjam information tu, dia bawa keluar folder yang kita kata sebagai tanda yang information telah yang dipinjam. Okay, dia tahu, so dia aware lah, sebagai reminder untuk dia return back the folder to the record department. Okay, and last one is original folder will remain in place to accept the paper, which is filing goes on as usual. Okay, sebabnya bila kita make sure kita just put back the information dekat file tu dekat main dia punya kabinet tu, so kita tak ubah apa-apa, so maknanya original folder remain dekat place tu je lah. So senang lah, katalah ada information yang masuk untuk kita masuk dalam file tu, kita boleh terus buat kita punya filing macam biasa, tanpa kita perlu tunggu sampai orang return back the file. Okay. Okay, so I have explained two procedure for borrowing records. Okay, so this is another third procedure untuk borrowing records. Okay, third procedure adalah cancelling charge out for written records. Okay, so it has happened when paper are written to the files, then the method used in the charge out system determine who cancel charge out, which is come either in three ways. Okay, so ni bila kita nak cancel balik charge out, bila orang dah return back the information. Okay, so the method used to the charge out system determine who cancel charge out, which is come either in three ways. Okay, so ada tiga cara untuk kita cancel balik charge out yang kita dah keluarkan tadi. Okay, so first is out guide and folder with pocket. Second is out guide and out folder with printed line, and last one is requisition sheet. Okay, so kita boleh guna je lah information yang dah isi tadi tu. So kita just cancel balik charge out tu untuk record yang telah di return. Okay. Okay, so untuk step 3 tadi adalah cancelling charge out bila dia dah return the records. But when the records are not returned to the record department, so you need to do number 4 ni, procedure dia, which is following and borrowed records. Okay, kena buat follow up lah. Okay, so follow up is a check on the return of borrowed record within a reasonable or specific time. Okay, korang kena check record tu telah di return ke tak. Okay, and then to help to ensure the return of borrow record. Also sebabnya bila kita buat follow up, kita as a reminder lah kepada borrower untuk di return back the record. Okay, so bila kita bagi information untuk orang pinjam, so we need to limit the time to borrow the records. Okay, the length of time that record may remain out the file areas varies with the user need and company policy from few hours to several months. Okay, so benda tu kadang-kadang depends to the policy of organization itself. Okay, it vary because of the difference in the value of record or the demand from the borrower for the same record. Okay, kadang-kadang benda tu berbeza sebabnya value of record itself. Okay, so for valuable records, okay, mungkinlah kita boleh kata may not be borrow more than one day. Okay, kalau valuable record kita tak boleh bagi dia pinjam lebih daripada sehari lah. Okay, kalau less valuable record may be borrow for period of week. Okay, boleh pinjam sampai seminggu. Okay, in general it is better to limit the period of time for the return of record. So kalau katalah kita bagi dia pinjam lama sangat, so mungkinlah lambat lagi dia akan return. So mungkin nanti dia akan lupa ke. Okay, so better kita limit the time of return the record. Okay, so the shorter time permitted, the better chance of the timely return of borrowed records. Okay, extend time should be given when the record is still needed by the borrower and should not be should not be noted on the original requisition and out form. Okay, so bila kata kita bagi extend time kepada borrower, kita kena record lah information tu dalam original requisition and out form. So sebab this is manual follow up method, okay, so kita boleh buat follow up by using telephone call or written reminder to the request the return of overdue record. Okay, so we can check to check for overdue records, use one of 3 basic method. Okay, kita boleh guna 3 basic method bila kita buat follow up records ni. Kita boleh scanning the file, maintaining a charge out log and using follow up file. Kita tengok satu-satu ni. Okay, so first cara buat manual follow up ni adalah by scanning the file. Okay, scanning ni adalah bila kita tengoklah file tu. Okay, scan the file for our guide and folder and check the due dates. Okay, which is kita buka satu-satu file dan kita tengok out guide dia bila kena hantar, bila due date dia. Okay, so works for relatively small and active filing system. Kalau filing system kita kecil dan kita boleh guna scanning the file ni. Kalau banyak, macam mana kita nak tengok semua? Okay. Or else kita boleh guna maintaining a charge out log. Okay, maintaining charge out log ni dikata keep a running record of borrow file material. Charge out log require information such as. Okay, so kalau charge out log ni adalah macam kita ada satu buku untuk kita letakkan all information yang record telah di remove. Okay, so tu adalah maintaining charge out. So kita charge out log information ni biasanya kita akan record apa dia? Record description, borrower's name, charge out date, due date for return, date actually return, date for sending overdue notice and new extended date. So usually kita akan refer ni kalau record system dia tu besar, so dia akan ada charge out log lah. Okay, dia akan record balik secara manual, tulis tangan dekat dalam buku dia. Record telah dikeluarkan bila, so kena hantar bila. So dia boleh refer daripada situ je instead of dia scanning macam tadi tu. Okay, so last follow up yang korang boleh buat adalah using a follow up file. Okay, so using follow up file sebabnya tadi kan masa kita buat requisition sheet tadi kita ada put on information dalam follow up file. Okay, so dia kata using means of checking of borrow record to ensure that they return on a specific time. Okay, so requisition form ataupun outslip are prepared in duplicate. Okay, biasanya requisition form yang orang isi tadi bila request the record, kita buat duplicate. One copy goes to the main file, okay, as a marketplace the record have been removed, okay, and then one goes to the follow up file behind the due date of the record. Okay, so also sometimes kita call as a tickler file, kan? Tickler file ni adalah kita boleh tengok information apa yang patut kita update, okay, bila record tu akan dihantar, siapa yang pinjam, tu kind of follow up file. Okay, so last procedure for borrowing record adalah reserving a record. Okay, so reserving record, the record department may receive advance request for a record needed at a future date. So place a requisition form behind the appropriate date in the follow-up file. So sometimes kita receive advance request, okay, by phone call ke, di call kan. Mungkin nak pinjam lah information ni next, contoh next month nak pinjam, okay. So kita place the requisition form yang kita tulis tu inappropriate with the following date lah, okay. Then placing an out guide or requisition sheet in the main file showing the date the record are needed. Okay, so kita letak dalam kita punya file sebagai tanda yang bila record tu akan diperlukan. Okay, so you need to use similar procedure for request already checked out. Okay, bila procedure yang sama, kita ulang balik yang sama je bila information dah dikeluarkan. Okay, prepare an in-duplicate requisition form with a notation to send the material to the next person upon of the records. Okay, place one copy of the requisition behind the due date in the follow-up file. Attach the second copy to an out guide, please, in the main file. Okay, so ni adalah proses dia lah. Proses korang ulang balik yang sama je bila someone reserving the record, dan lepas tu kita buat isi balik information, dan lepas tu masukkan dalam file, buat requisition sheet semua tu, and then kita buat follow up balik, and then kita attach another copy, second copy dalam kita punya main file, another copy dalam kita punya follow up file. Okay.